Hey there, welcome to Hiker Homily and the latest episode. Kind of I don't know, for some I guess it could be a personal subject or an embarrassing subject. For me it just seems like just kind of common sense, and I have no doubt that some of the folks who end up watching this video have probably dealt with it before. And that's the kind of thing that happens to a lot of us in the middle of the night for various reasons. The biggest reason is age, but you young folks don't just turn off the video automatically, because this can be a thing for you too, and it's kind of getting rid of the stigma of dealing with this thing that happens in the middle of the night. And what I'm talking about is the old bathroom call. Typically, it's having to go number one. If you got to go number two, then that's a little bit of a tougher situation and things like that. But for the old number one, having to pee in the middle of the night, this is a topic that we adults should be able to discuss, because it's a thing that happens to a lot of us. And it should be logic. If you sleep at home and have to get up in the middle of the night because your bladder says time to go, it's going to happen to you when you're backpacking and camping. In fact, it may even happen more when you're doing that, because of course a lot of us aren't so good at staying hydrated and stuff when we're just sitting around our house. But when we're out there on the trails and stuff, we're drinking water quite a bit and things like that, staying hydrated, taking all the minerals and all that kind of thing. So it may actually increase the chance that it's going to happen in the middle of the night. And for some reason, for a long time, there was this stigma of being prepared for that. It's just, hey, that's just the way it is. Get up, get out of your tent, stumble through the forest in the dark. And like when you're like just car camping and stuff, that's not that hard. The place to go to the bathroom is right down there. You've got lighting and stuff like that. But when you're backpacking in the backcountry, it's not an overstatement or an exaggeration to say you're putting yourself in a little bit of danger. A lot of our fun, friendly predators is when they do their thing at night, they're walking around more than they are in the daytime when you're backpacking and things like that. And also, we humans don't have that kind of night vision anymore, like maybe our ancient ancestors might have, but now we don't. Thanks. We don't have that kind of night vision and stuff, and so you're kind of half awake, groggy, get out, stumble out of your tent, have to find a place far enough away from your camp and away from whatever water source you're using, if there's one there, to safely take a urine break and then stumble back. You are just increasing, doing that in the dark, the chance of hurting yourself, tripping, falling, things like that, even if you've got a light with you and stuff like that. You're also increasing the chance of stumbling around, and you're going to wake up the rest of your camp if you're out there backpacking with other people and things like that. So what seems to be a logical thing for that? A pee bottle. And a lot of people, there are some out there that the stigma, oh, that's gross. No, it's not. It's biology is what it is. Get over yourself and get over it. Everybody pees. To coin there's a book out there for those of you who aren't parents, about potty training and stuff that says everybody poops, and it's a fact. That is an absolute biological fact. Our bodies produce waste, and we have to do something with that waste, whether it's liquid waste or more solid waste. It's going to happen to us, and generally if you're on a longer backpacking trip, you're going to have to deal with it at some point. And for a lot of us, especially us over 50 hikers and things like that, you're going to deal with it at night, in the middle of the night. Because I tell you what, I know the old advice, oh, just go to the bathroom before you go to sleep. Yeah, I know. But you're still stumbling around the woods in the dark doing that, number one. Number two, that doesn't cut it. I can literally go to my bathroom at home here, urinate, literally walk from the toilet to my bed, get in bed, fall asleep, I guarantee you sometime in the middle of the night, I am going to wake up to nature's call and have to go urinate again. That is just how it is. There's no stigma there. There's nothing to be ashamed of, and it's not gross to have a proper bottle. Generally, a lot of people like to use, and again, we're not picking on any brands or something like that, but usually a wide mouth bottle that is made for carrying liquids. That way, when you close it up again, it's not going to leak. That way, if you can't empty it out right away in the morning and you end up having to carry it with your urine in it, it's not going to leak all over stuff and things like that. So a lot of people will use the hydration bottles, Body Armor, Gatorade, you name any of those bottles that have the wider mouth, gives you an easier target to urinate in. Also helps for, according to my wife, helps with the ladies when they have to do it, to have that wider mouth to be able to do that in. And then you close it up. It's not going to spill. You put it somewhere. And then in the morning, when you get up to take your morning urine, or even if you don't have to, you go to wherever the safe thing is now that you have some daylight. And that's where you're going to spill it out. And if you have the extra water, you're going to wash it and stuff like that. But generally, you know what your pee bottle looks like, and you're going to just have that. And it's an empty bottle. I know some of the ultralighters are like, oh my God, we're carrying something that we don't. Whatever. Everybody calm down. I know there are ultralighters that are that strict about it, and it's just, okay, that's how you want to be, then be it, but leave other people alone who aren't going to do that. So yeah, there shouldn't be a stigma there, but there has been for a long time, which is just weird. It just kind of shows that even people who are trying to get back in touch with nature, how out of touch with nature and our own bodily functions a lot of us have become. To be ashamed of that or grossed out by it. The fact that every single human on this planet urinates, that's not a gross thing to sometimes have to put it in a bottle and just keep it there until the morning to spill it out, rather than get out of your sleeping bag, get out of your tent, stumble through the woods, try and find that right place to go, stumble back through camp, get back in, try and get reacclimated back into your sleeping bag, which has gone cold by now, and try and fall back asleep. There's no reason to, when you can just get out real quick, use your pee bottle, close it up, put it to a corner of the tent, get back into your sleeping bag, which is probably still warm by then, lay down, go back to sleep. There's nothing gross about that. There's nothing shameful about that. That just seems like a common sense, natural thing to do, because we all have to go through it. If you can go through a whole night without having to get up, hey, then you don't got to worry about it. Thanks for watching the video anyway. But if this is an issue, forget about the stigma and what people will think, because it is becoming less and less a thing, a stigma. It really is. And for the ones who think it's gross, F them. Let them think it's gross. You know, whatever. Just tell them they can't use your GPS emergency beacon when they twist their ankle, or, you know, fall into a hole when they're stumbling around in the middle of the night at 1 o'clock in the morning trying to find a pee place instead of just doing it in a bottle. Yeah. All right. Any agree, disagree, any experiences with that kind of thing? As usual, hiking for health, ca@gmail.com. Or the comments down below, as always, things like that. And as always, also, thanks for watching yet another video. And hopefully it just makes common sense to you. And if you have had that issue and you're wondering what you can do, well, that is one thing you can do. There's nothing wrong with having what generally is called a pee bottle with you in your tent, and that just saves you a whole lot of hassle. And it's not that big of a deal in the morning to go find a proper place to empty it out. Or if you have to carry it out, you carry it out. You know, it depends on your situation and all that kind of thing. So there you go. With the number 2, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, I'm afraid. I mean, you know, there's things you can do if you're not too grossed out by it. It totally is. You can do it. But it's not as easy. Let's put it that way. But other than that, thanks very much, and I'll catch you later.